Hello, to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the top 5 Pokemon from the latest move update in the Game Master file. If you saw the video yesterday already, I showcased all the moves that got added and all the Pokemon that got added. Some Pokemon I cannot really showcase yet because they have moves added that we don't have the stats for it in yet. For example, Fairy Wind on some Pokemon. And some are a little bit bugged, but they wouldn't be good anyway, most likely. So we're gonna take a look at those Pokemon here right now, which are gonna have like actual decent moves and having some potential. We have some honorable mentions here in the beginning real quick with Charger Bug, which has access to Bug Bite and Spark. I think Bug Bite might be a little bit funnier. Access and Discharge. This thing is basically a bulkier but a little bit worse in terms of the moveset. Compared to the Gavancho. The Gavancho has the same typing but has like 300 less bulk points. You need not even an XL version of this thing, which is kind of cool. Definitely gonna try that out when it comes into the game. Circuitry is only good in raids, really, I think, because you have like Thunder Shock, Discharge. I think you have Spark. I don't know what is better in raids, but like this thing has an insane attack stat here, which you kind of see kind of similar to Mewtwo, but it's not gonna be too good in the Master League, sadly. There are some other Pokemon that I didn't talk about yet, and also not going to talk about. For example, Dhelmise. Dhelmise is basically a new Trevenant, which is a little bit weaker, most likely, than Trevenant. And Pheromosa is Deoxys attack form variant, most likely. So, like, basically the same stats of that. So, it's like there are a lot of Pokemon that are not that good, but also some that are still like some sleeper pick. People said Togedemaru might be funny, but I don't think so either. So we're gonna take a look at 5 Pokemon which I think are pretty decent, and we're gonna take a look first at Mimikyu. Mimikyu in the Great League. You see here already Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Play Rough, gonna be really nice. You see the perfect stats for the Great League here as well. 114, 15 has pretty decent stat product as well. Like, it's not really that bulky, to be honest. It's actually not that really bulky, but you have some nice wins with this. But you can also run the Charm variant, where I would suggest also to run Shadow Sneak instead, because you get faster to this, which gives you some clearance, but like some like major losses here as well. But they're like all pretty close because Charm is kind of a busted move. And you can see here again the comparison between Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball player with Charm, Shadow Ball, and Shadow Sneak in the Great League meta. And you see here you can beat stuff like Scrafty, of course, Medicham, of course, Altaria, even Swampert with the Shadow Claw version, which is cool. Araquanid, you actually double resist, I think, the fast moves, which is kind of insane. So you like a really decent Araquanid counter. And a lot of Pokemon you're pretty good against. Also Deoxys defense, like you're a pretty decent core breaker. This thing gonna not be the craziest Pokemon ever, but it definitely has some play. Especially if you also look into the Ultra League version here. As you're gonna see, we need a full XL version here. 14, 14, 15 gonna be the best possible IV spread. Most likely you can just go for Hundo if you want to. And you're gonna see here this thing gonna be also pretty decent here. Again, first moveset with Shadow Claw, second move that with Charm. You can definitely beat a lot of things with this Pokemon as well here. I think it's gonna be more like a sleeper pick, because also if you think about it, Registeel, yeah, you lose against it, but you can still do neutral damage against it. Same with Trevenant, same with Walrein, same with Tapu Fini, same with Galarian Stunfisk, same with Meganium. This thing seems very safe, especially because you're a ghost type that also has the fairy typing. You're gonna be able to hit Umbreon as well. Like, there is not really an answer for this Pokemon as a safe swap, which I think is kind of nice. I think it's also the same for this kind of version. Yeah, okay, Lickitung is maybe an answer for you. That's true. But if you don't have normal types that have like lick damage or whatever, Mimikyu gonna be an insanely good safe swap in every meta, because it can also beat like dark types, which is gonna be insane. So this thing gonna be cool. Definitely a nice Pokemon to have. We go on with a Pokemon that actually kind of surprised me here. Buzzwole gonna be insane if it gets the moveset that is currently in the code. Of course, can change. We have Full Stinger, Lunge, Power Punch, Super Power, Counter, Poison Jab. Like, this is basically the best possible moveset that it could ever have. And it wins in the Master League 21 here against, like, lose against 13, but against the Pokemon you lose. Against Lugia, you have Lunge still, which would hit it. Against Mewtwo, you would have also Lunge, which would hit it. Like, those Pokemon, you can still at least hit if you have, like, energy advantage. Just doesn't hit in this scenario because they outspeed you. Other than this, of course, like the ghost type's gonna be a little bit of a problem for this Pokemon, cannot hit ghost types or whatsoever, which is fine though, because if you can avoid them, this is cool. And if you actually take a look at Ultra League here, we have like the Power Punch moves, which I think could be cool because just of the counter damage boosting up, plus lunge debuffing your opponent, or like the Super Power Sweeper set, which you can also use like as a dip set in the beginning. If you have like a decent lead or whatever, you can just go for Super Power and dip. And you're gonna see here, it looks actually insane for the Ultra League, and this thing is only like level 20 something. So if this actually gets this moveset, it's gonna be really meta for the Ultra League. The typing itself is also pretty cool. Of course, you're gonna be here having a tough problem there against like something like flying types, which are double super effective against you. Like Talonflame gonna be a little bit awkward for you, but still, this Pokemon seems to be like really good as well in the Ultra League. And also in the Master League, as you can see here, first moveset again was Super Power, second with a Power Punch. It just looks good. For example, even like the Landorus you win against, even though they resist all your charge moves, which is kind of insane. Yeah, like this Pokemon, it seems to be one of the coolest Pokemon that got added if it gets the moveset that's currently in the code. Next up, we're gonna have a Pokemon that's a little bit more spicy, which I think in terms of the stats and what it shows really on paper here, doesn't deserve a spot here. You only win 22 and lose 39 here, lose against some grass types, of course. The typing is kinda iffy, but the typing has like one major advantage towards others, and this is just the fact that you hard wall Registeel. Here, Palossand gonna have much short Earth Power, Shadow Ball, or the Sand Tomb. And you're gonna be able to just easily hard wall Registeel with this moveset. There's nothing Registeel can do against you. Every move is resisted for you, even every move is double resisted. You only lose if the opponent has 2 shields and you have 0 shields. And this is the cool thing because Registeel currently is everywhere. So Palossand gonna be a very cool Pokemon that I'm really looking forward to. I think it's more like a spicier Pokemon as well in Ultra League. You need a fully XL version, I think, from this Pokemon. Yep. And you can still hard beat the Registeel again. I don't know if this is the same moves, like the same outcome. You actually win in every scenario. Like there's not a single way Registeel can win against you. So you have the hardest answer for Registeel now, which also has a decent moveset. You already had Golurk with the same moveset, like my same typing before, but had a pretty bad moveset and not the best stats. But this thing has pretty decent stats and pretty decent movesets, so it's gonna be an upgrade from Golurk, which also gonna be then cool in themed cups. For example, the Halloween Cup gonna be really nice for this Pokemon as well. So I'm looking forward to Palossand when it comes into the game. Gonna be a really cool Pokemon. Next up, second to last one, we have the Toxapex. Toxapex is gonna be a very cool Pokemon as well, and they gave it a pretty decent move. Bite, of course, is pretty shit, but Poison Jab is really cool. Otherwise, it would learn also something like the Poison Sting, but also Waterfall, which would also be cool. Waterfall has Muddy Water, which is basically like trying to balance this Pokemon, which I think is the right play. Like it would learn Surf and like would learn better charge moves and fast moves for water types, but you kind of want to balance this like this. You're gonna kind of get hard walled by every steel type, which doesn't really matter because as long as you don't face a steel type, you win nearly everything. 35 wins and 15 losses. And if you see like in the direct matchups here, you see like how many Pokemon you beat, and you only lose against stuff that's super effective against you. Here, Steel type with a super effective move against you, Steel type, Ground type, which is a super effective move against you and you cannot really hit it. Ground type, Sableye kinda, I mean, it also resists the Poison type moves, Sableye, so like, again, resistance, weak against this, resistance, like, you only lose against Pokemon where they either resist your moves or they have super effective move against you. And otherwise, if you have a neutral matchup, you always win with Toxapex, which is going to be insanely good in a lot of scenarios. Like even against a Walrein, you can win here, even though they have Earthquake, which is kind of insane. So Toxapex has like insane stat product. If you see here, nearly 2,500, which is really cool. You don't even really need an XL version. If you go to level 40, or like here level 40 and max it, you need to go 114, 15. They basically perform the same. So you don't even need XL candy for this thing, and it's still going to be insanely good. And to the last Pokemon, which is something that I didn't really expect it would be that good, or in general like the stats of this thing would be that good. It's kind of comparable stats to Toxapex, And you have the rollout as a quick move here with acrobatics together, which is gonna be really cool. Minior, whatever, a Meteor. This thing gonna be interesting how they want to play it out, because this thing has two different forms. One is like the form when you get hit by a move, and one is the form that you have like normally. In the normal form, which like I think if you have below half health, you're gonna get to the other form. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played Generation 7 in like ages, but yeah, like we have two forms. One is the really bulky one here, like this one here, which gonna beat a lot of things, and then you have another form which is a very attack weighted one, which you're gonna see here, which is just the core, which then would be completely horrible because you have like insane attack and not anything else. But like if we get the just the Minior form of this thing gonna be insanely good, because you can just beat a lot of stuff with this. You have like such a decent bulk with this thing, and you have a quick move that does generate you a lot of energy, while having acrobatics, which can hit a lot of Pokemon as well. Typing is not that good. Ancient Power as a coverage move is not that good, but you still see how many Pokemon you beat with this. I think even like Walrein, Walrein is super effective against you. It cannot be that good for you. Yeah, you always lose against this thing, I think. Yeah, like even against Medicham you lose, which is interesting, but otherwise you look pretty fine. But you can win against Medicham in the Zero Shields. It just Ice Punch that adds up. That does make sense, definitely. And your quick move is resisted, and you have to hit with the acrobatics to even do damage against it. But this thing gonna be kind of fun just because of the pure bulk and the pretty decent moveset. But yeah, this is gonna be it for my top 5 for the move update changes. Let me know in the comment section which Pokemon you are most excited of for Generation 7. I'm really excited for like all of those Pokemon. I think of those updates, I really want to see the Buzzwole. By the way, we got 3 Ultra Beasts in this update, and we get also a 3 Go Fest. Wonder if this is a coincidence. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!